The movie begins by showing Anita, a newly appointed gym teacher at the school. On her first day of class, she enters the room to acquaint herself with the students and requests them to reciprocate by sharing a personal fact. Despite a generally positive introduction, Marcus, a boy in the class, humorously claims uncertainty as his unique fact, eliciting laughter from everyone except Anita, who feels uneasy about the lack of respect. Later at Anita's home, she and her stepdaughter celebrate her husband's birthday, only to receive news that he will be away on a business trip for a few days. Restlessness sets in as the days pass, and Anita's routine is disrupted when she receives an anonymous note praising her appearance while running. This leads Anita to feel a sense of being watched during her morning jogs. At school the next day, Marcus engages in flirtatious behavior with Anita during gym class, leaving her bewildered. Subsequently, while conversing with another teacher, Anita stumbles upon Marcus physically assaulting another student. In response, the teacher instructs Anita to escort Marcus to the teacher's room to intervene in the altercation. In the confines of the room, Anita checks Marcus for injuries and discloses her own history of having suffered a broken neck, necessitating the insertion of screws. He then asks if he could feel them and leans in closely to kiss her. As he's about to do it, a girl steps in the room, resulting in Anita to realize that this shouldn't be happening. Later that night, Anita discovers Marcus' Instagram and decides to message him that what could have happened should never happen again, although Marcus only replies with a picture of him. Anita tries to ignore him because she is flustered. Anita discovers at home that roses have been delivered. Then she requests Hayes if there is a card delivered with him, but he rejects it, although he's grown suspicious of her questions. On the second day at school, Anita meets with Marcus' parents to talk about the school's action against this fight with another boy. But Marcus doesn't care and tries to touch under the table. Afterwards, Anita heads out to her car when Marcus jumps in next to her. Anita tries to talk him out of it, but when he kisses her, she gives in and their affair starts. A while later, Anita is more let loose and uncomfortable with Marcus. She even offers to drive him home. Marcus, however, departs on his own. Anita grows increasingly fixated on Marcus over the days. She still has a physical relationship with Haas, but she sees Marcus taking his place. Sadly, Marcus begins to show signs of distancing himself from her, and eventually she makes the decision to visit his home and meet his mother. Nevertheless, Marcus tries to avoid her when he sees her. Determined, Anita excuses herself and heads upstairs to find him. When she discovers him taking a shower in the bathroom, she chooses to spend a little time with him. Anita becomes closer to Marcus as the days go by. As a result, he notices and questions her on texting all the time. Then she informs him that a colleague of hers simply needs assistance with a student. A while later, Anita and Hess make it to an office dinner when she's preoccupied by texting Marcus. Disturbed by Marcus's lack of response, she becomes upset and abruptly leaves the dinner to visit his house. Despite searching for him diligently, she discovers him at the harbor with his friends. However, Marcus evades her inquiries about his whereabouts and only confesses that he's developing feelings for a classmate. Feeling wounded, Anita bids him good luck and he joins his friends, leaving her behind. Upon returning to the dinner, Anita wears her hurt visibly. Throughout the following week, she struggles to cope with her broken heart until one day at school, her frustration with Marcus's new girlfriend, Mina, reaches its peak. Anita decides to enter the girls' locker room to snoop through Mina's phone, where she comes across her photos. Fueled by a desire for revenge, Anita chooses to upload one of them onto Mina's Facebook page. An hour later, Anita enters the bathroom where Mina is locking herself in. She attempts to console Mina, cleverly distancing herself from any involvement, and nods in agreement when Mina speculates that Marcus might be the one behind the uploaded photo. Several days pass, and Anita learns that her efforts to separate Marcus from Mina have failed, as they remain a couple. In a final attempt, Anita arranges to meet Marcus the next day during soccer practice. Annoyed, Marcus accuses her of stalking him. Unfazed, Anita reveals to him that she is pregnant. Marcus is taken aback, and in Anita's car, she presents him with a sonogram of their unborn child. When he questions if it's his, Anita asserts that it must be, as her husband is terrified and lost. Overwhelmed by the idea of becoming a father at his age, Marcus breaks down in tears. Anita manipulates the situation by assuring him that they can face it together. However, as soon as she finishes consoling him, she initiates it. Once their interaction concludes, Marcus pleads with Anita to keep everything hush-hush from Mina. However, Anita remains indifferent, so long as she gets the chance to meet him. Despite this, Marcus departs with a burdened heart to head home. The next day, while Anita is out shopping for clothes, she unexpectedly encounters one of her colleagues. Anita tries to get away, but he stops her to inform her that there is a rumor circulating the school about a student having slept with his teacher. Nervous, Anita tells him she didn't know anything about it and she immediately leaves. Following that, she tries to text Marcus to tell him something is going on, but he fails to respond, and a day later, she leaves school and finds someone damaged her car. Several days later, after Anita finishes her morning run, she discovers the sonogram she had given to Marcus placed on her kitchen island. With uncertainty, she glances over to find Hasse on the balcony observing her. Simultaneously, the doorbell rings, and upon answering it, Anita is confronted by Marcus's mother, who is furious after learning everything through her son's phone. Marcus's mother demands the truth about Anita's supposed pregnancy. However, Anita had fabricated the entire pregnancy to maintain a connection with Marcus. In a final warning, Marcus's mother threatens Anita, vowing harm if she ever comes near her son again. Caught in her web of lies, Anita decides to escape from everyone and seeks refuge in a hotel where she can remain unnoticed. Days later, she returns home only to find a bag of clothes waiting for her in the garage. Eventually, Anita heads to school to gather her belongings and attempt to justify her actions to the school board. As a result, they terminate her. Fortunately, she sees Hass drive by outside, so she runs outside to speak to him. But it becomes out that Hass was dropping Marcus off at school. Marcus then spends a brief conversation with her discussing how upset his parents are with him. But eventually, they all move past it, since they won't likely see each other again. He wishes her luck in life as he leaves. At the end, Anita sits by the benches, regretting losing her job and her husband over a teenage boy who only wished to screw around.